Imagine this for a moment. A cure for cancer, discovered centuries ago, a philosophy so advanced, it could have prevented entire wars. What if humanity already had the answers, and then, they disappeared? Tonight, we're asking a dangerous question. What knowledge did we lose when the world's greatest libraries were erased? We're taught that history moves forward, slowly, predictably. We imagine a steady march of progress, each generation building on the last, knowledge accumulating like bricks in a wall. But is it really so simple? Is the story of human achievement truly a straight line? Or is it more fragile than we care to admit? What if progress is fragile? What if the wisdom of centuries can vanish in a single moment? A fire, a war, a careless hand. The pages we take for granted are more vulnerable than we realize. Across history, entire libraries vanished, burned, looted, silenced. The great Library of Alexandria, the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, the countless archives lost to conflict and neglect. Each loss was a wound, not just to a city or a nation, but to all of humanity. Not just books, but entire ways of thinking, ideas, discoveries, and dreams, gone. Blueprints for inventions never built, philosophies never debated, stories never told. The silence left behind is immeasurable. These places didn't just store information, they stored possibility. Each scroll, each volume, was a doorway to a different future, a spark that could ignite a revolution in thought, art, or science. When they fell, humanity didn't just lose the past, it lost alternate futures. The world we know is shaped as much by what was lost as by what survived. Every vanished text is a path not taken, a question left unanswered. And the most disturbing part, we can only guess at what we missed: the locked books, the empty chairs, the words that faded before they could be read. These are the shadows of forgotten possibilities. We don't know what those futures look like, because we never got to read them. The greatest mysteries may not be what we remember, but what we have forgotten, and what we will never know. The Library of Alexandria wasn't just a library. It was a beacon of human curiosity, a symbol of our relentless quest to understand the universe. Imagine a place where the greatest minds of the ancient world gathered, not just to read, but to debate, to experiment, and to push the boundaries of what was known. It was a research hub, a think tank of the ancient world. Scholars there dissected bodies to unlock the secrets of anatomy. They mapped the stars with astonishing precision, charting the heavens long before telescopes. They designed intricate machines, early automata, water clocks, and even primitive computers. The library was a living laboratory buzzing with innovation and discovery. Some historians believe Alexandria may have touched ideas like early medical experimentation, accurate planetary models, mechanical automation. The seeds of modern science were being planted here, centuries ahead of their time. The scholars of Alexandria were on the verge of breakthroughs that could have changed the course of history. Then it burned, not in one dramatic moment, but slowly, over centuries. War, neglect, and political turmoil chipped away at its treasures. Each fire, each act of destruction, was a blow to human progress. Each destruction erased discoveries mid-thought, experiments unfinished, theories unchallenged, generations of knowledge lost to smoke and ash, leaving humanity to rediscover what was once already known. Imagine a world where that knowledge survived. No scientific reset, no dark ages. What inventions, what philosophies, what understanding of the cosmos might we have achieved if Alexandria's light had never dimmed? What if the modern world arrived 1,000 years early? How different would our lives be if the first great intellectual collapse had never happened? Alexandria wasn't alone. Across continents and centuries, other great centers of learning flourished, only to be silenced, their wisdom scattered to the winds. The loss of Alexandria was just the beginning of a much larger story, one that echoes through time. In India, the University of Nalanda stood as a beacon of knowledge for centuries. Here, scholars from across Asia gathered to study medicine, logic, psychology, astronomy, and countless other subjects. Its libraries were said to house hundreds of thousands of manuscripts, making it one of the world's earliest and greatest universities. When Nalanda was destroyed, its vast collection of texts burned for months, the flames consuming not just paper, but centuries of accumulated wisdom, discoveries, and dreams. The loss was immeasurable, a wound to humanity's collective memory. In Baghdad, the House of Wisdom became a sanctuary for scholars who translated and expanded global knowledge: Greek, Persian, African, Indian. Here, algebra was born, optics explored, and philosophy flourished. The world's greatest minds gathered, sharing ideas that would shape civilizations. But when these centers fell, scientific reasoning and centuries of progress vanished almost overnight. And then there's Timbuktu, often dismissed or forgotten by the wider world, yet once a vibrant hub of learning. Timbuktu was home to thousands of manuscripts on law, mathematics, astronomy, and ethics, evidence of entire African intellectual traditions. Much of this knowledge was erased, lost to time before the world even realized what was slipping away. History didn't just forget these places. Their silence was not an accident, but the result of violence, neglect, and deliberate erasure. The story of knowledge is incomplete. It was rewritten without them, leaving gaps that we are only now beginning to rediscover and understand. Some ancient technologies still confuse us. Roman concrete that repairs itself, still unmatched. The Antikythera mechanism, an ancient device capable of predicting celestial motion. An analog computer, built over 2,000 years ago. So here's the unsettling idea. Are we inventing technology, or rediscovering what was already known? What if solutions to modern problems, energy, sustainability, even medicine, once existed, and vanished before humanity was ready to use them? Every time an ancient manuscript is found, we feel it, that strange familiarity, as if progress isn't a straight line but a loop. Civilizations rise, discover, forget, and rise again, so the real question becomes uncomfortable. If knowledge can be lost before, what are we losing right now? Digital data feels permanent. Cloud storage feels eternal. But so did stone libraries once. The greatest lost library may not be Alexandria, or Nalanda, or Timbuktu. It may be the questions we refuse to ask, the ideas we dismiss, the paths we choose not to explore, because knowledge doesn't die when buildings fall, it dies when curiosity does. So ask yourself this: what knowledge is disappearing today, without us even realizing it, and will the future wonder what we chose to forget?